Good evening and welcome. We're talking about Papa's Youth tonight. Let's get right into it. Episodes 414, 415, 418 through 21, and then 424 through 426. So, quick 9 episodes. Some stuff happened. Let's start at the beginning on the brink of death, 414. So we're coming back after... there's some filler stuff going on here that's affecting the continuity of what we're watching. But if you have any questions about that, we can talk about it with where we left last time with Obito versus where we saw everything fall. But yeah, Naruto and Sasuke on the brink of death. What are your thoughts?
I think they're gonna live.
Yeah, well, I think we saw that.
They come back to life in this bat.
Was that ever in question, honestly, though?
Okay, here's the thing. I think Karin could have taken Swirly if she wasn't so obsessed with Sasuke. I think she's pretty powerful, just as Sakura is powerful enough to take most anyone down. Karin probably could too. On a real note, I do have a theory that she has Kushina cells because Orochimaru was doing some experiments. So, I mean, unless she's actually Naruto's sister somehow. Same mom.
I definitely thought it was
different dads.
Gnarly to see Orochimaru give Swirly a curse mark for a second.
True.
That was cool. It showed that he truly is against the opposition at the moment.
Yeah. And speaking of Swirly, we saw later in the batch that the body inside was none other than Yamato, who we've not seen in quite a while.
Yamato.
Did you guys forget about him?
No, I've been wondering where he was for a while, but I figured he would,
when I first
unlink
watched this
from the cave underground or whatever.
Didn't think he was Swirly.
I say watch. When I first read this, I was I forgot. I forgot that he was in the show or the story at this point because I'd switched. But either way, forgot that he was a character. And then was oh yeah, wait, how did he get taken? And I was completely confused because you don't get those flashbacks in the manga. So
right.
I had to look it up and was what happened to Yamato?
You thought he was just a little pseudo Wudo down there?
I guess so, dude. Just
forever. Somewhere
out there sprouting trees.
I feel like you could have predicted it coming if you remembered that scene because he was the reason all those Zetsu had their abilities over the time.
Yeah.
And then knowing Swirly can't be Swirly without a body, maybe. That's a possibility. But who was his body before Obito?
So he didn't have a body. He's a white Zetsu, just kind of with a different form, different ability to be able to wrap around and control. But he doesn't need that. That's why he shed him. It was I don't need him anymore because he was siphoning power off of him. He becomes a lot less strong because we saw and now we know for a fact. Even on this podcast, we were I don't know if Obito is in there just letting him do the talking or if it's Obito talking, but now we have a clear definitive answer that Obito is just in there like a mannequin just hanging out.
Do you remember when Obito was I'm already in hell? He had no idea. The next however many years, he's got to be in there with Swirly.
That is hell. That
was the real hell.
What were you going to say, Zach?
I was just going to say that's a great observation. I didn't connect that, but it's definitive of a question we had a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So
maybe hell was the Swirly we made all along the way.
All along the way. That's such a good point. So yeah, we see that Naruto and Sasuke, they are in this ethereal world and they're talking to the Sage of the Six Paths, and then we had just so much world building in just a few episodes. So any questions, throw them my way. And if I don't know them, we'll defer to the lore master himself, self with a lisp there at the end.
They really went through therapy and broke some generational trauma, I think. Well, Sasuke came out still a bitch. How is he still I don't understand.
Yeah. It does. This is kind of like a thing you'll see throughout if you live on the Naruto Reddit. At some point, someone will bring it up that Ashura and Indra and Naruto and Sasuke being their incarnates really does kind of prove Neji right. He clearly was never gonna get in the way of fate because fate will always have its way. It's just not Neji just wasn't who he thought he was. It was Naruto, but Neji was right, and so obviously that does come with some caveats because his I don't fully agree with that. I think it's funny to point out, but there's some caveats because Ashura's incarnates always like have to work, and then they unleash like their equal amount of power instead of they're gifted it like Indra's incarnates. So Naruto definitely still is merited by his hard work and love for others. That's like the whole point of the incarnate. But it's funny enough to bring up that it's like, yeah, okay, Neji was kind of right at the Chunin exams. R.I.P. by the way.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess Neji would have been the Sasuke of this scenario in personality, at least. I know he wasn't like a direct line, but
no, I just mean like Neji's whole point at the Chunin exams was like, you like someone like you could never beat a genius like me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
To be a genius.
That's kind of what I mean. That's Sasuke vibes.
Oh, I got you.
But then he kind of like, grew out of it.
Neji's whole thing was that like I am destined for greatness because of who I am.
Right.
And so I mean, Naruto was destined for greatness because of who he was. But wait, why did I say that? Did he die?
Oh my gosh.
Spoilers for nothing, actually. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so Sage of the Six Paths, let's talk about that.
Yeah, that was a weird way to finally get into the meat of the conversation. Naruto being Naruto and just disrespectful and honestly just an idiot, which, you know, set up the reason for him being able to explain that he's Ashura, a dunce. Yeah. You know,
yeah, he was like, "I'm done." So I love that.
And honestly, probably why the sage, what was his name? Gamamora?
No, his name is Hagoromo.
Gamamora was someone else.
Otsutsuki.
Yeah. But it kind of gives like credence to why he was patient with him anyways, because he's had to deal with this same type of personality for a long time, it seems like until you finally get it, like he just doesn't, and until you dumb it down for him.
Yes. And so that's like a little bit of a cultural problem. Sorry. Yeah, it is Hagoromo. I was just looking it up. So that's like if I was watching in sub this week, I got the itch for it. So I was doing it. And then it got to that scene and I actually had to switch back to the dub because his Japanese, not because I'm listening to it, but it goes so fast and so intricate that I couldn't keep up on the subtitles. I was like, I'm not sitting here and pausing this every moment. I'm going back to the dub. And so I'm guessing that he was speaking in like a very like formal, like older style of Japanese that would be hard for like someone like younger to understand.
Like a King James Bible?
Yeah, like that. Like I think that's honestly a great example. Like something that's like if you talk slow, I can probably keep up with you. If you're using like thine for every time that you're talking about me, like
sure.
I can keep up because I know if you like say it, but if you're like rattling it off, I'm not gonna be able to keep up because it would have to translate every word.
Right.
That's my guess.
Well, I mean, that's what the dub had is thine, thou, thou'st on a lot of...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Duh.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Asher.
It felt very Shakespearean.
I almost flipped you off. I didn't do it though. No explicit tag on this episode.
You did get me like a little like, hey.
Hey.
Okay, yeah. So the two Mangekyu is next. Obito, or sorry, not Obito. Kakashi loses an eye at this point, right? That's this episode. Didn't take notes again.
I think that's the next episode.
It doesn't matter.
421.
Oh, I'm looking at 415. I'm getting it all jumbled up on where we're at.
415.
Or what happens where.
415 was a lot of Madara like spouting off his ninja way, rejecting the world and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to see if that stuff happened there.
And Madara, talked down to Obito quite a bit, and then Obito was like, well, I'm the version that wanted to be the Hokage.
Yeah. And we got a lot of flashback to Obito and like with his grandma and going to class. So
listen, I love the flashbacks. There's so many
Not
right now. I'm like, just go. Like the only one that I thought was placed well was at the very end of the batch. And I don't remember what it was, but it was very short, and it was Kakashi and Guy, I think. I don't remember exactly, but it was finite, and it just went right back to where we were.
Oh wait, well that probably wouldn't have been the very end, but are you talking about the one near the end of the fight where he opens the gate of death? Guy does, and then Kakashi remembers whenever he's at the gate with his dad, and then Guy, and then they're like the time that he's like, that will be your lifelong rifle. Yes, I completely agree. Great flashback.
Awesome.
Got to the point.
Quick.
It was
got right back to it.
But I will say, if we were given that without everything in the past with Guy and might die, which is hilarious, Die and Guy. That would like feel really out of place. Yeah. But with that being said, we just got all this stuff with Die. Yeah. We're getting flashbacks, to your point. We are getting flashbacks of stuff that we've seen 4-5 times.
But we're also skipping filler. And I feel like if you watched it as it came out, it made more sense.
100%.
Oh, I forgot what happened here. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. But still, when we ended the episode with Obito younger, I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, if I was watching this real time, I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're going to end it with a young Obito scene?
Yeah.
But
I feel like with 415 at least, the only purpose there was to show more of Obito's humanity, which again, kind of like you're saying, I do appreciate, but it's like, I get it by now. He's been taught no jutsu. Like, we believe that he is good, at his core. So it's like, all right, I don't need more of that.
Yeah.
But the Ashura Indra world building piece of it, to me, I felt like it kind of made sense to all the like parallels to past generations and kind of this tone and theme of the bad versus good throughout the entire show. And it felt like it could have been, received in a 50-50 way by the community. I don't know if that's the case, but to me, it was very welcomed for the lore of the world that we're in. Yeah, and I appreciate that backstory a lot.
Yeah. I honestly don't know what my pulse would even be on like the community's feelings for their existence. I liked it then. I like it now. There's like a lot of filler episodes that you get like more stuff with Ashura and Indra. But we'll get more like information on that. So I'll wait to like tell you how I fully feel, but I will tell you it's like an overall positive thing.
Yeah.
I love the Sage of the Six Paths. I think that it makes sense. It's really cool.
His like personality and vibe made a lot of sense too.
Yeah.
And like the regret that he feels for his presence with like Indra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so world building. So never mind. I'm gonna leave it. I think we need to get through this arc before we talk about what I want to talk about.
Okay.
Because I will either have to purposely lead you away. It's just not worth talking about right now. So let's talk about our boy Mike Guy.
Dude, what a character!
What a character, dude.
And his pops.
I absolutely love that fight.
Yeah.
And I would have been so satisfied if he had just killed him. Save that. Let that be the last thing for Madara. And let that, instead of, I know that like Naruto saved him, and we'll come back to Naruto and Sasuke coming out of that like talk with the Sage of the Six Paths, because they're clearly different now. But I really, every time when I read it, I was like, dude, he's gonna kill him. He's gonna be the one. And I loved that. I loved that it wouldn't have been. Have y'all watched Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Not a bit.
I love that the person who got the kill at the big moment wasn't the person that everybody thought. Yeah. I'll just say that. So that way, anybody that has never watched it, you won't know what I'm talking about until you watch it.
I'm never going to watch it.
But dude, watch it. I know that people dog on the last season, but like, I still love that world.
Sure.
Same thing with House of the Dragon, just finished that last weekend. But so, man, I really, really, would y'all have been satisfied if that happened? Surely.
I think I would have been satisfied, to answer your question. I definitely didn't think that it was going to happen, just because like I know there's more story left, and it makes sense for like Naruto or Sasuke to get him. Like Sakura could, but probably Naruto or Sasuke.
Probably.
or Karin.
If we're going off the name of the show, it's probably going to be Naruto.
Hopefully Kabuto gets him. Kabuto with Orochimaru and Orochimaru's favorite Hokage, Tobirama, just team up and kill Madara. I would be very satisfied with that.
The Hokage I respect the most.
That makes sense.
I sit in 3 different camps for the Might Guy and Madara like scenario. I feel like I would have been satisfied if that was the end of Madara, 100%.
Yeah.
I also would have been very satisfied if it damaged him a little more than it did.
Yeah.
Because he got up immediately.
And he was like, now he's better than he was.
Right.
That's why it frustrates me, because Guy took such a hit, would have died if not for Naruto.
Yeah.
And it's like.
But that's why I'm also satisfied with how it was, because it shows Madara's strength. Like, it really, like, he is on a completely different level than anyone else.
True.
And,
And now that he's got the 2 Rinnegan.
What did he say? Yeah, the 2 Rinnegan. Holy crap. Madara means all who reject this world. Oof.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like the literal translation of Madara.
I was wondering about that too. Or if it was just like.
Or if that's what it means in Japanese, I mean.
Yeah, or if is it like this is what he has made it to mean or whatever.
Yeah.
Actualized, but
I'm gonna leave that for Lore Master. I was gonna look it up, but I don't want to do it right now.
Let us know, Mr. Kirby. Let us know.
Before we get back to Night Guy, Might Die, do we like Kabuke or Sasuto better for when
I like Kabuke or Kabuke. Kabuke is great. I love the like random little like comic relief in the latter part of this arc.
Sure.
Because it's so serious. You'll just randomly have Suigetsu. Oh, and I get to tell you guys now. So last week we had talked about. I was like, "Do you want me to tell you why?"
The boom was pretty cool with his finger guns with the
That
water.
was cool.
I like that. I like them fighting. By the way, Team Orochimaru.
So we were talking about like why is Jugo there? And now I can tell you because he's not a part of the fight anymore. But in my opinion, Jugo is a plot convenience to allow because Obito couldn't be hit by anything that wasn't like nature energy or taijutsu. And so with Jugo's curse mark being nature energy, he was like infusing that into the Susanoo. And that was like Sasuke's only way that he was going to be able to hit him. Because he had no nature energy, like training at all. And Naruto had all of it. So to me, that's like, okay. Like, yeah, I mean, it would make him obsolete. So like you add in this one character who can now suddenly infuse it into Sasuke. There you go. Boom.
Wildly underutilized.
Yeah.
In every regard.
Yeah.
Like I almost feel sad for him and he's fake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like every time they show him, I'm like, bro, give my dude some action or something.
He seems like a cool guy. Unlike Suigetsu, who gets way more screen time.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all. Just that Suigetsu kind of sucks, and we get to hear a lot of his banter. And
you hear way too much from him. For some reason, if they were to do a live action, and you could pick people from any time, Jugo would be like literally no one else besides Jason Segel. Like that would be in my brain. He is. If you just converted him to real life, he's Jason Segel with that color hair somehow.
Now I just want like
I see
the cast of How I Met Your Mother to be like Sasuke's team, whatever it's called.
No, Ted can't be Naruto. Ted would have to be.
I meant like Suigetsu.
He would be the feudal lord.
Karin and Sasuke.
Does that make Barney like Sasuke or Orochimaru? I'm probably leaning Orochimaru.
This is all terrible now. Never mind.
Anyways, well, I am also using their characters instead of like, Jason Segel is just a person.
Right.
So, Might Guy, right?
Yes.
Night Guy
might die. He looks like a
There's
DBZ
no reason to
character.
talk anymore. Everyone got off after we did that. There's no one listening.
It's just for us now.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
He looks like with the red beast or whatever he calls it. He looks like he looks like a Dragon Ball Z character at this point, like hair and all.
That I agree with that. The brows having the flames coming off the end feels very DBZ as well.
Just the like Super Saiyan mode, like hair's flying in the wind. It's changed colors. He looks like a Crimson Vegeta. Energy. Yeah, it's cool though. I love it. Everything about the animation of this fight and every move that he's got. I just wish it landed more than it was for the amount of history of Might Guy and for the amount of mastery it takes to open the 8th gate of death. Like, let it mean something, or else it's just like, well, what's the point of anyone else in the future ever trying that?
Yeah.
Like,
they won't.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. It fell flat, and it's like, let's utilize this a little bit better. Besides it, the only thing it did was just like you already said, like it just kind of furthered Madara's like strength.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, he cracked his entire left side of his chest, but like it doesn't matter.
It was gone, bro.
Yeah, it was obliterated, but it didn't matter because he can regenerate. So it's like, if that's all you can do, then step aside, baby boy.
Oh, so frustrating. But I mean, but it does. Okay, that's why I think that like all the flashbacks with his dad is so important because like it just gives you more appreciation of like what it means. I'm playing both sides here. It gives you appreciation of like what it means for him to open the 8th gate, like from like a talent standpoint. But for it to be immediately diminished is so like unrewarding that it's like, why do we even do it?
Yeah. Especially after Madara himself declares him the strongest person to use taijutsu.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Cool, but what's that still going to do? Like, I don't know. It just feels like if that's going to be a part of this world, like let it be effective. Like effective in some way.
Yeah.
Also, where did Tintin go? She went to find that fan for sure.
Dude, she definitely did.
She's like,
I mean,
where'd it go?
I can't remember where the note is that I made, but didn't something happen with the Sage of Six Paths where there were like ninja tools laying around, or was that part of the filler or something? Am I just making this up because it's Tintin and I wanted to find that fan again?
Madara was flying through the air and was like, I feel heavy, and just like spat them out. And
That's what it was.
And they landed on Guy and Lee.
My literal note said, could the Sage's ninja tools Madara spit out come up later? And I was like, oh, well, there you go. They flew out and hit this Rock Lee and Guy. Like, I thought it was going to be like a foreshadowing thing. Immediately, just Tintin's on a journey now.
She's got to find those things. If the other like rookie 9 or 12 or whatever we want to call them come back into the fight and it takes like all of them to take Madara down, I'm just assuming she's going to be there just with that fan.
Well, she is a grade above. So Lee and Tintin would not be a part of the rookies.
Well, that's why I said
rookies now.
That's why I said the 12, because they're like kind of part of it, and he held them back, right? So
I guess it is 11 now with Neji being gone.
Yikes.
Speaking of which, I don't get pissed off at a lot of things in this show, but when she blames Neji for being with Rock Lee and Guy, I was like, shut up. Like, that is so disrespectful to his memory. Like,
right.
I wish you were the one that died and he was here. That's how I feel. So
everybody was celebrated, though.
Dude, I just couldn't believe she said that. They put that in there. That was wild to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know this. Like, I'm not a Japanese culture expert at all. But it does seem to be a thing to like curse the dead for like leaving you in whatever position you're in.
Interesting.
Even like in like a jestful way. This is purely just speculation from like watching anime. That is only it. Like I could be so wrong about that. But this isn't the first time I've seen something like that. And it feels so jarring and off. And I think it's because I've like always been taught like don't speak ill of the dead like, at all. So it feels like, like you said, it's like this is so disrespectful to his memory.
Yeah. But, like imagine if Shikaku was like, damn you, Asuma, for leaving me here with Choji and Ino. Like, no, you don't say that. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not saying you do. It's just like I don't know why it's a thing though. Like but it feels like a thing is I guess what I'm pointing out.
That seems like something Shikamaru would have thought though, and now he just has the tact to not say it. And Tintin, although she's older, is just an idiot.
She's an idiot. That's why I mean Kishimoto can't write women. So,
speaking of
Madara,
which,
then at this point, he like heals, and then he basically just goes straight for Kakashi, takes his eye.
Didn't even like struggle with it either. Just a flying, like a drive-by eye.
That's awful. Popped it out, bro.
Are you
without
singing
damaging it?
A Drops of Jupiter song right now? I forgot the name of that dumb band. Train. Drive by I. They even say I. That's crazy. I think they wrote that song for the show.
That would be swick. Swick, dude. Sweet and sick.
Man. So wait, question. I'm just looking at my notes of 421. The what's the battleground where Naruto and Sasuke fought? The Final Valley?
Yeah, Final Valley.
Is that Madara and Hashirama?
Yeah.
Okay. So when they had the like 3 layers of it, I thought it might have been somebody else because it looked like, Ashura and Indra, and then Madara and Hashirama again. So I'm like, why are there 3 of them?
Hmm.
So I just wanted to clarify, like, is that who that was? Because it seemed like redundant to put him again. I don't
Right. No, that's them. So that like that spot where that was made is where they had their like big fight. Whenever like
Whenever they were little
Hashirama
boys,
killed.
they had their big fight when they were
Well, that's
such
what I was
little
gonna
boys.
say. It was like we're led to believe that that's the same spot that they like met as boys and like all, and then had their like falling out, and then like that's where they had their like final battle, and then those 2 statues were, I guess, put up in their memory, but we're not really told how that's been constructed. It's just there. So
Yeah.
My bad, by the way. I was talking about Sasuke and Naruto being little boys and having their big fight.
and they also had their fight there, which is,
Just kiss already.
further
that's what-
into
yeah.
the reincarnate.
Right.
Exactly. The parallel of like that theme throughout the whole show.
That's what I was going to say earlier. Thank you.
Oh
Okay,
my
so I think
God.
that this is a theme in Naruto, with like maybe not reincarnate, but like the passing, like we hear like the like will of fire and
Mhm.
like that being passed on, and like I think that the Sanin, because we were not told any like people before Orochimaru, Tsunade, and Jiraiya. We're not told like they were the subordinates of another 3. We assume not because they were just brought up under the 3rd Hokage. But like with that sort of parallel, Shikacho, that sort of parallel. And then obviously the big one with like Naruto and Sasuke up to Madara and Hashirama, and then Indra and Ashura. And I'm assuming more. Like I don't think they kind of didn't the Sage of the Sixth Path say that there was like more incarnates besides them, like
He did.
before.
Yeah, I think so.
Gotcha. Yeah. So my point here is that there's like a whole lot of like not necessarily reincarnation as much as like the passing of will,
Yeah,
and like in this
makes
world.
sense.
But
Generational stuff,
Yeah,
for better or worse.
that's true.
But he acted like the gap wasn't in between Naruto and Hashirama or Madara and Sasuke.
Yeah, I felt like the gap was between Ashura and Indra, and then it was Madara and Hashirama. Oh yeah, because he even told us that they are the next incarnates right after Hashirama and Madara, because he said that they weren't able to reincarnate yet because Madara had lived for so long.
Oh, I missed that detail. Interesting.
So yeah,
Is that
they
why
come
things
out of
got
that.
so squirrely?
They come out of that little ethereal plane, and they're new.
Bro,
They be different now.
In the plane, whenever Shikaku and Edo showed up, I was just like, "Oh, bro, this is about to go
Shikaku's
down."
crazy. I
Dude,
love
he is
It's
Shikaku.
so cool.
He's wild.
It's also
So
wild that he
was-
forgot his name the next episode. That's the dunce for you.
It's rough.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It'd be
But
funny if
that's
they-
also the only one he doesn't remember somehow.
Sure.
Right. It'd be funny if he made a joke, or if they made a joke like within the show of like Naruto saying, "Oh, isn't that Shikamaru's dad's name?"
I wish they
only.
had. I wish they had so badly.
So-
Yeah, but Naruto, so I told y'all whenever we watched the Pain arc that like that's my favorite iteration of Naruto, and I still believe that. Like I think that look with the scroll and the cloak, everything looks
Yeah.
so cool. My second favorite, man, is this Sage of the Sixth Path Naruto. It is
badass.
disgusting, dude. Like he looks so cool.
So cool.
Sasuke, who got a cooler like glow up. Remember we talked about this whenever we first did like our first episode of Shippuden. I think that he got a better like jump. Naruto just kind of changed clothes but looked taller. Like that's it. But man, his like character design progression throughout Shippuden is so rewarding to me. And for this to be like the final stage, I think it's just so cool. I think the black
for Sasuke.
Like, no, yeah. Naruto. Like I think that Sasuke like got this big jump from OG to Shippuden, and then he just got like the same. Like he just kind of always looks the same. The Rinnegan is sick, but like he's not got any like clothing changes besides like putting on a little bit more purple.
Why like do you think they didn't do that though? It kind of was disappointing.
In like rules of the universe, I would say that Naruto looks different because he's got like all 9 beasts inside of him. Sure. So he's a version of the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. So he looks different. Now he's a version of Ten Tails Jinchuriki because he's got half of Kurama and then just a little bit of the other 8. That's how he's like able to control the orbs and touch all the orbs and everything. And then the Rinnegan for Sasuke is how he can touch all the orbs and whatnot. But the Rinnegan itself doesn't like produce a different like look canonically because we saw it with like Pain. He didn't have anything like crazy going on. So I think they were maybe kind of like trapped, just a guess. But it does suck. Like at this point, we're taking so many other liberties, and we're just like, okay, that works. Sure. Like, give him something sick. Like, put him in like a Susanoo, but like around his body.
Yes,
that'd be cool.
Something to where it's like, oh, we're about to just destroy this war. You know,
and for like the first like 2 episodes, they're not 2, but maybe like the first episode, he's got his Rinnegan shut. So he just looks the same. Mm-hmm. Sasuke, like he genuinely just looks like his left eye hurts. Like that's it.
He's got allergies.
Meanwhile, Naruto's literally glowing and has a staff and orbs. Like he is like, that's why they call it Naruto. But still, I wish that Sasuke was kind of left out to dry here design wise.
Sure.
But both incredibly powerful. They're disgusting. And the next batch. Oh my God, the next batch.
No.
I'm so excited.
Next batch is like 13 episodes. So it's a little bit longer, but so it's Let's good. I think we go. I've got them all broken out.
While you're looking at that, I did just want to say that at this point, Sakura, it's not looking good for our girl Sakura because now Naruto can heal.
It was so hard to not bring, to literally not bring things up that you didn't know yet.
But sure, right. So go ahead, Zach, because I know you've got good points here.
The only thing I'll say in response to last week's conversation is this week she says it again, right?
It was like a flashback, but yeah.
Right. But like it's brought up again. But in the context again, it to me it wasn't I'm fighting alongside them in the equal way. It was just I am no longer afraid to do that. If that makes sense. I think that's what she means by I've finally caught up to them with like confidence and ability, which she immediately acts on it and she's like, I'll be a diversion. Immediately gets stabbed. So obviously the powers aren't the same.
Sure.
But they all 3 got hit and like had to like retreat for a second and like regroup. So that's what I was trying to say last week of like, I don't think she was saying we're the same power wise. I think she was saying like we're all 3 able to hold our own in regard to like not being carried through the fight.
Sure.
If that makes sense. And I'll just wash my hands.
And As I said last week, I can see that she is a phenomenal shinobi. I've never doubted that, not at all. My whole point is my interpretation. And it's so funny that even you watched it this week and you still felt that way, because I watch it, and through my eyes, it is she says it, and then she's like, I'm not going to back down. And we even talked about that last week, that like, she's not going to back down, and she clearly hasn't. But it's the I don't know. I watch it, and then she goes to attack, and it's like, I know that she even called herself a diversion. It would be absolutely delusional for her to believe that she would be doing anything else beyond that. Right. Because like, we had just been told like 2 Renegon is going to be a problem. Like, sure. 1, and Obito was like barely able to handle it, which gives us reason, because I'd honestly forgot he said that line, but it gives us reason, because we had talked about this however long ago, whenever he took that one eye to replace his left eye, why didn't he take both? He had both with pain. He took both, but he didn't put both in. And, he would have lost Kamui, which would have really sucked for who he was, and he really needed that. But we weren't told, like, if he were to put that second one in, he would become so ungodly powerful that like he wouldn't even be able to handle himself. So for Madara to be able to like take that power on even further adds to how like formidable he is. But anyways, my point is, I still watch that, and I'm like, it's just a dumb thing to say. Like, it's just the wrong thing to say to me. Like, sorry, not that she's saying it to me. It's the wrong thing to say, to me, because she still is just not, like, she's just not the same. She's not caught up. In confidence, like, good for you. But like, there's a clear power difference here. But again, I think that a part of me is jaded remembering like Rene Sharingan Sasuke and Ten Tails, or not Ten Tails, but Sage of the Sixth Path Naruto. Like, sure. That's what's etched into me with the end of this arc. And Sakura plays a vital role throughout the rest of this show. She is there, and she is great.
Yeah, right. I think she's going to die.
but Naruto and Sasuke clearly are they're like destined to be in an upper echelon.
I wish they had flashed back to like the Forest of Death in that moment, because her being a diversion there would have made sense if it was back to like her cutting her hair, and
that's what they showed that in the last batch, and I forgot to bring that up because I said Zabuza because that was also brought up, but it was like all of OG where she had like kind of cowered and whatnot, and she definitely changed, like had we could have spent a lot more time with Sakura than what we were given, but she still was given a pretty good development compared to like Tintin.
But that's like the context of those clips, in the context of saying, you're going to look at my back now. It's because she's no longer afraid to do what needs to be done. Not, I am as powerful as these others. Right?
I totally concede that, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
We can't do this again.
But the other thing No. The other thing that frustrates me, though, and I feel like this is why she gets such a bad rap in the community, is no matter what Naruto does, no matter how far he's grown up, no matter what he's done for her, anytime he's annoying, she like bitches and moans about what he's doing and like acts like she's better than him. And I think it just gives everybody a sour taste of this character, because it's like,
100%.
Shut up. Like, he has done so much for you. Why are you talking to him like he's your little brother? Like,
but it's also like kids. Like, that's just how kids would talk to each other, and they're still 16. So it's hard to separate.
They're just dumb all around.
Naruto's 17 now.
Whatever. So here's my note for Kishimoto. This is what he could have done better. It would have been awesome. Just hear me out on this. I'm not really serious about that. It would have been awesome if he wrote her as legitimately becoming stronger than both of them at a certain point, and then being like, holy shit, like she can really fight. We actually get to see her fight because we don't, like we really don't,
Yeah.
which sucks. But it would be cool. Hold on. It would be cool if that happened. And then we see them glow up and then she's like, damn, they're stronger than me. And like owns her position a little bit more rather than run out and be a distraction. Because in my opinion, that wasn't a great move. It kind of got us to where we are now. But
couldn't even reach his face.
Yeah, not great. But it just would have been cool if there was some like, dang, she is smarter, she is stronger, and she can heal. And then they have to train, and it's like, you know, they're destined to be these forces of nature, essentially. But anyway.
I agree with that. I think that where I would want to change it, though, is I think it's just such a missed opportunity. We see a lot of Genjutsu stuff with Itachi, but we don't see it with Naruto and Sasuke, like at all. Right. And I think that would have been such a cool like power add for her, and it like could have been incorporated with her healing as well. Like she could have we could have had an arc where like she put the other team under a Genjutsu to heal her team so that they could like take them out or something, like something that we're not seeing now. Like we don't really get a ton of Genjutsu stuff besides like in the taste we got with Itachi and Sasuke, where like Sasuke's fighting the hell out of Itachi and then he gets beat and then he does this little number and then he looks over and it's Itachi and he's like just chilling. Like, dude, that's disgusting. We could have had so much stuff just like, I don't know, take it into a different realm of possibility because of how much like neck breaking you can have with Genjutsu because you're like, oh, you thought. So I think that's just such a missed opportunity because we're already told that she's like super like, what is that word I'm looking for? Like adept to like just Genjutsu in general. And then she doesn't do a single thing for it.
That was an OG.
And it's like an OG.
Never again.
Never brought up. So I think just missed opportunity. I completely agree with you. I would have loved to see something where she took the actual lead. The actual lead. And like not regardless of power, just something to where like we saw Shikamaru take a lead and none of us here would be like, of course but like he's not more powerful than Naruto and Sasuke. But like, oh my God, his like strategic thinking and like 5, 6, 7 steps ahead of his opponent. And we saw that and it was like mind breaking because it's like we didn't expect it. So just totally missed opportunity to me.
Yeah. Especially with she got a appearance change, like the Sage mode for Naruto. And I feel like that's where that confidence came from of like, I might get stabbed, but I can regenerate quickly. So I'm just going to go for it and like make Madara fight me for a second. But it falls flat, just like other things we talked about. Just like Guy.
Yeah.
And like
when she like
if they would have just
tell her about the shadows.
Exactly. But if they just like would have tweaked the line to just say like I finally have the confidence that they had all along and I can finally like, you know, be a part of the battle in some way, like rather than just saying I've caught up to them, which is so tough to like interpret so many years later,
it's
even,
not.
You know?
So that's literally that is my point of when I said interpretation error. Like not at us. I believe it's so lost in translation that it is hard to interpret. Not like so lost, like it's a different like, you know, like
it is a different language.
Sorry. It is a different language, but it's not like we're reading hieroglyphics and like trying to like make sense of that. But I'm just kind of chalking it up to like maybe if I fully understood Japanese, it wouldn't come off as like to me like so like I'm their equal now. And it's like, I don't think you are. I think you're very good at what you do, but I don't think that you're in that like upper echelon.
Right. Which is why I was trying to like say about the context of it, of the clips with that phrase wasn't my power is as strong. It was, oh, now I see all these times where I've sat back and cowered away, but now I don't care. Like I can do what I need to do to help. I have a role and I'm going to be able to heal myself or other people. And so there's a confidence of being able to be a part of what's next rather than just sit back and be like, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah. And I totally see where you're coming from. Like, I absolutely see that. So,
man, we could have cut out 45 minutes last week.
As much as we will disagree on parts of the interpretation of, or I guess it's translation is what the word I'm really wanting there.
Sure.
Because we're talking about like the dub of a different language, but please, can we agree that she just totally fucked up and not being able to stab Obito in the eye? Like, where is the resolve? Like,
yeah,
like I get plot convenience. I totally get that. But and I think that that's what it is. Like, I genuinely believe that it's just like, it's to frustrate the audience.
You can't even call it. I mean, I don't know that it's bad writing, and like, I don't know that we should even like throw that around in this situation, but it's like, how else could that have gone is one thing. But second of all, just freaking do it. Like, I don't think that just doesn't seem like her to be like, oh, I don't want to, like, this is gross. I don't want to pull this eye out, like, just freaking do it. She would have just done it
in the eye.
Yeah.
Just like,
and that's why he even said, I need a favor, not as a friend, but as an enemy. Like, I'm still your enemy.
Yeah.
Like,
keep your resolve. Though why did she hesitate? Like, she even got into that like other world and was like, you're still an enemy to me. Like, we didn't have any evidence that she was like warming up to him, unless I've forgotten something.
No, not at all. You're totally correct. But here's the other thing. Plot convenience wise, why did he not just reach in and pull it out and squish it?
He said that he didn't have. Didn't he say that he didn't have the strength left to do it or something like that?
See, I call BS.
But also, plot
that's crazy. Exactly, that's crazy.
Why are they alone in that space-time spot instead of, if you give Naruto these pieces of the tailed beasts, get out of there, all of you, and go find somebody that is capable of doing this.
Yeah. 100%.
Why are you leaving this up to a 16, 17-year-old girl in the middle of this space area? Like, why are we even cutting back to where the Kamui takes you? Right?
Well, and she's also strong enough to literally pulverize his face. Like, she has that much strength if he's just sitting there and standing there, whatever.
Kill him.
Like, why not?
So, was the reason he didn't have the strength because he gave all the Jinchuriki to Naruto, or not Jinchuriki, but the tail beast chakra to Naruto, and now he's like on the verge of dying himself?
He actually had the 10 tails pulled out of him, and remember, like, Madara. That's how Madara became the 10 tails Jinchuriki, because like it got taken out of Obito.
So how did Naruto get that other half? I thought he said that Obito gave it to him, and that's why Obito pulled him back out.
So some of this is going to be, it's tough because some of this is filler, but I can't remember how it happens in the manga.
I don't want to hear it then.
No, let me think.
Dude, I looked up while you're thinking, I looked up the list, and 23 episodes of filler for the next canon episode is wild.
That's crazy.
Bro, that's literally almost half the year. Like, that's miserable, first of all. But I will say that, like, those filler episodes, so what happens from where we end, everybody gets put in the infinite Tsukuyomi. And then those 23 are literally all just like what people are dreaming about. Like, you get like just more about
That's awful.
It is awful. It is awful. It's literally like, if you want to watch it, like, that's fine. But like, I would never.
I didn't even want to watch Yamato's dream.
No, that was awful.
That was terrible.
I almost turned off the back half of the episode because I was like, I know that this is filler and it's trash.
Right.
But then we get that one scene at the very end with Minato.
Yeah.
That still might be, I can't remember. That might be filler as well. It's so intertwined in these episodes that like lead into filler or come out of it.
Yeah.
But So from what I remember, Obito was going to. He had the 10 tails Jinchuriki pulled out of him, or all the like 9 tails pulled out of him. But then he went back into Madara while they were like still there together and like pulled out a chunk, right? And that's what he was going to put into Naruto.
Right.
Correct?
That's what they said. That's what the sage said.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I'll have to look it up, but let me just look up.
Let's just give Mr. Kirby 2 assignments.
Let me see. If I can't find it quickly, then I will.
Yeah. Because I was confused. I mean, like, let me try to find my notes. Like, Madara was about to finish off my guy, and Naruto kicked away the orb, right?
Yeah.
And then my immediate note was, wait, how did he come out from the Kamui? Was it Obito?
Naruto?
Yeah. Because he was there with Sakura because Kakashi sent them there so that they could heal until they were able to bring something to him to be able to, bring him back to life. Minato's other half. And he never engaged with Minato, so how did he get Kamura or Kurama?
Because he was already a part of the 9
The 10?
that he pulled it back from Madara.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
But then the other 8 would have had to been somebody that had access to that chakra, which was Obito, according to the Sage of the Six Paths. And so he was there with Obito already because Obito went in there to give it to him.
Oh, I forgot I made this note. I put Kishimoto should have given Sakura the Rinnegan. It's another possibility.
I mean, if she stepped out of the Susanoo, she could have one or 2.
Dang.
Dream on.
How about
Sleepers.
Madara saying he chose Obito because he had a deep love for people? Like, that dude's for real evil.
Yeah, he's like, isn't your background elder care? Dude. Sabotage.
Weird.
But when he was explaining all that to Obito,
Yeah.
it kind of made me feel for him because, like, the Reen thing was orchestrated, which I kind of had a feeling that that's what it was.
Right.
Especially the timing of it because he had Zetsu to be able to take him there.
He kind of had him under control already.
But we never got confirmation of that.
Right.
And then when he said that, I was just like, dude, this guy is straight evil.
Real messed up.
Yeah.
I still feel, tell me what you think about this, because I still feel like we don't have, I think it's just a me thing. I don't have a good enough intention from Madara for him to be doing all of this. It still doesn't quite add up to me, the why behind it.
Other than his name, the meaning of it.
Is that a curse? Is that a generational curse kind of thing? Or just, the curse of having a name?
I mean,
my name means happy. Did you know that?
We might find
out. Do I look
in
happy right now?
No. We might find out in the future with more of Indra's background and seeing that reincarnate and what that independent mentality involves. Because that was the contrast between the two was Indra wanted to do everything and gain that power himself, whereas Ashura was all about cooperation and using his friends to help, not using them, but collaborating and
and it's a better definition there. I like that.
Okay, so
Whoa, Logan's here?
so the best I can tell right now is that this was just a gift from Hagoromo to give him the six path sage mode. Like that's what his hand is. Like he's got the sun on his hand, and he's able to like do like senjutsu and use natural energy for everything. That's why he can touch the truth seeker orbs. But it is alluded to in like something else that we're gonna see, that the 10 tails, at least a little bit of all 9 beasts is required. So it doesn't really like answer fully if Obito put that back in him or what. But we're just led to believe that like he was brought back to life from Hagoromo and was just kind of like put back into the world. We're not shown how he gets out. He just boom.
That's
there.
a whole nother set of questions. If he's not even
For real. Yeah.
Like it said that he's not really there. He's just part of his journey because of the reincarnation.
Well, is that like a Minato being able to appear to Minato and Kushina being able
like
to
a
appear
chakra
to him?
Thing?
Yeah, or is that like this is?
But that was a jutsu left onto a seal in the ethereal part, right?
Right, but was that technically really them or not? I'm having trouble remembering.
Was what really them or not? What
them appearing to Naruto for the first time, like within that ethereal plane inside of.
Are you talking about Hagoromo appearing to Naruto for the first time?
No, I'm talking about Kushina and Minato appearing to Naruto.
So that was because they placed a piece of their chakra inside that seal. So once it got to a certain amount of like release.
I know that, but was it really them?
Yeah, I mean, it was
from the afterlife.
It was their essence as much like it was. He wasn't having a hallucination.
This is a bigger existential question now.
In their world, like their afterlife, they can like still communicate and talk back to people like through certain ways.
Okay.
That's why, like, how about this? At the end of all this, whenever Minato goes back to the afterlife, he will remember not only dying, he will remember meeting Naruto, then he will remember being at the war, and then he'll remember being back like in the afterlife.
So it's really him, or it's a shadow.
Like that consciousness is basically like pulled back for that moment, and then he goes away after the chakra dissipates.
Yeah.
Will he be able to tell Kushina?
Yeah, and he even refers to that for something. He says like, I'll have to talk to Kushina. But now I'm thinking about it, he didn't even know that Naruto had met Kushina. So I don't know.
That's what's confusing.
Because he said, he started to say something and he was like, no, because remember Naruto was like, no, I've already met Mom. Like, I already know all that.
Right. Karin.
But that's because he met, but then they wouldn't have like linked memories. They wouldn't be able to communicate in the afterlife, I guess, because he did meet his mom after he met his dad. Like he met Minato at the fight with Pain, and then he met Kushina at the Waterfall of Truth. But that still means that he should, if they were like in this other world together by the time he came back to the war, he would have known he already met Kushina.
True.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass, but I do believe it's really them.
Follow-up
because
question.
It's their like actual chakra essence.
Follow-up question.
Want to believe.
Are they kissing in the afterlife?
See, I don't think so anymore. I would have said yes maybe 10 minutes ago.
What did you say, Zach?
I said I want to believe that it is really them. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. I mean, and because we're also led to believe that Minato remembers meeting Naruto. I just think that they're maybe not talking to each other on the other side of the afterlife. Like, I don't think that Kushina and Minato, he just doesn't seem to have like any knowledge of Naruto and Kushina meeting, and it feels like they should have already met, or he would have known that they met or not.
Whoa. Also, maybe time in that plane is like moving differently or something too. So
Totally
that
could be
part of it.
I don't know. Help.
Or the chakra of the reanimated Minato is different than the chakra in the seal.
Yeah.
No, wait. Because
Isn't it though?
Minato remembers meeting Naruto.
Yeah, you're right.
He just doesn't know that he's met Kushina.
Follow-up question. Did he meet him just for a minute, Toe?
Oh, God.
Follow-up question. If they're kissing...
Dude, those videos are so funny.
If they're kissing, are they making Naru ghosts?
Naru ghost? How is Karin related? Zach, go.
Red hair.
Red hair and Kushina powers.
Yeah. She's an Uzumaki, right?
Yes. That's been confirmed.
Yeah.
So they've got to be cousins. Follow-up question. Kissing cousins?
I love that Logan has just totally tuned us out.
I don't know. I wish I had a better answer on that. It's going to bother me. But
the afterlife stuff?
Like how? No. That is whatever to me. But Naruto getting back, I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he got back to the world. We're not told.
Yeah, that bothered me too.
Honestly, if you want me to, I'll get the whatever book it is out and I'll try to find it, but I can do it after we finish recording.
Yeah, let's do it later.
I don't know if it's going to be the same or what, but that and the nine-tailed beast, I'm getting confused because I don't believe that he has all 9 beasts inside of him. I think he just has 9 tails, and he was given like the gift of the 6 paths power by the Sage of the 6 Paths. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna wait, but that's where I'm at. I think he just because of stuff in Boruto. That's like literally my only like thought is like, does he have every piece? But maybe there's something I'm forgetting that he loses it again, or I don't know. We'll see. I'm lost with y'all right now. But that's kind of bringing us to the end. So Madara gets both Rinnegan, as we had talked about, and launches the infinite Tsukuyomi.
With this whispering third eye.
Dude, disgusting.
His third brown eye.
Follow-up question. Why would Obito not have just put the Rinnegan in his eye and put the Kamui eye in his arm like Danzo?
Because Danzo had Hashirama cells. That was why they were able to like take the eyes.
Ugh.
Gotcha.
God, we have to
But now that's something else that's really bothering me, because if he had Hashirama cells, and we know that once you combine Hashirama or Ashura and Indra chakras, you would create a Rinnegan. Why did he not have an arm of Rinnegan? I don't know. Like I'm not saying he should. I just,
because he's nasty.
From what we were just told, you would think that merging those two would make that activate, because that's how. At least that's kind of how I took it with like the way that it was explained was that Madara like kind of shifted the reincarnates because he had put Hashirama cells inside of him, and then he took forever to die, and then they were reincarnated. But also he said that because he put the Hashirama cells, that's what activated the Rinnegan. So I assumed that was what was given to Sasuke whenever he did like this little number with the hands. Wait, hang on. Do this, everybody.
No.
I thought about that the other day and started to laugh about it again because I loved how much I got y'all. So yeah, you got to be up with it.
It doesn't do anything for me, does it?
You got to get
Even
that
though
update.
I'm on an iPhone.
Lame. So I don't know. That's kind of confusing for me too. I just assumed that whenever he did this little number, he like gave them the other half of the chakra, like his chakra, gave them the other half so that they could have like a touch of the like full power. And that's what activated the Rinnegan for Sasuke and gave Naruto the six paths power. But yeah, it kind of gets murky in there. Just how it is, I guess.
True.
But yeah, so Madara launches the Infinite Tsukuyomi, and everybody goes in dream mode with Rinnegan, and
even the cats and dogs.
Dude, even the cats and dogs. Poor Akamaru, just 2 Rinnegan. What a shot, bro.
Okay, here's the deal. I looked up episode 421. Okay, I'm on 9:09, 30 seconds in. Shikaku shows up, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He says, huh? He's like, wait, you're Gaara Shikaku, why are you inside me? And Shikaku replies, that guy Obito.
Yeah, but I just don't know if that's filler or not. Because like when we leave the last batch, we leave like 4:15, and he's like about to do something, and then it's formation of Team Minato, and then you'll be my backup. And that's like Kakashi and Obito fighting side by side before Guy fights Madara. So I didn't watch those, but maybe in there it's got like him putting it in there.
Because the next line is, he says, he forcibly extracted a piece of each of our chakra from Madara.
Yeah. And I remember seeing that. And then it was like, and I'm pretty sure that was the end of 4:15.
Yeah.
And then we just come back in and Naruto's like just in that ethereal plane. And then just comes back.
This is episode 421 when he's talking to the Sage of Six Paths.
Right. But I'm saying I think that where that information is coming from happened in 4:17 or 4:18. Or sorry, no. Sorry. 4:16 or 4:17. Because at the end of 4:15 is whenever that tugging match happens. That's when he rips it out of Madara. But we never saw how he put that into Naruto. So
y'all want to go have a tugging match?
Wouldn't that show up as a mixed canon filler episode if it
That's
was?
What I was literally about to say was maybe this,
because it is in canon on the list that I'm looking at.
Interesting.
4:17 is listed as canon.
No, 421.
Yeah, it is. We watched 421. That's not what I'm talking about. Or they can reference filler stuff and I guess they still mark it as just manga canon. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying is like if there's filler information brought into a manga or a canon episode, why wouldn't that be considered mixed?
I don't know. Maybe because
it's so confusing.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, but like because like Papa's Youth is a mixed canon filler, and like you can like tell, bro. Like
sure,
it goes into the flashbacks, and you're like, oh, okay, they made this up. They created this so that you get more connected, and I think they do it well. I think that you can tell it's filler, but like it does ultimately kind of like lend you to love Guy just a little bit more. Especially like given I think his dad is like so pitiful, but like I love him. Like it's like, oh no. But then but then he shows at the end, he's like, all right, I don't do this for anybody, but like I am badass. Like and it's like, oh, okay. He's just like Guy, I love him.
Thanks for your support.
Maybe it is. Yes, dude.
God, that's awesome.
Maybe it should be mixed canon filler. I don't know.
He's just like
it baffles me too because we skipped those episodes.
The filler episodes 16 and 17.
16 and 17. Yeah, because I'm just because y'all watch the same thing as I did. Naruto, we never saw him leave that plane and come back to the life. We just saw him kick the orb back at Madara.
Yeah, which is why in my notes I was like, how did he get back?
Yeah. And there's like I don't know. Kirby's got a lot of homework to do, bro.
Dude.
I don't know, and I don't want to look it up. I want to know, but I don't want to have to research.
What if this is the one time that Jet Kirby's like, no, I don't care about any of this?
Yeah, and he's like skips the episode.
He wouldn't do that.
No.
Well, we will find out what happens next. The next batch is the Itachi arc, and then we get back into.
Thank God. I was going to ask you, is it just Itachi? Because if it was, I was going to rage quit, aka just watch more.
Wait, what did you just say about Itachi?
We have an Itachi arc from 451 to 458, but we're going to watch through 463, no breaks. So 451 through 463.
Nice.
But I will tell you, so most of this is mixed.
With Itachi?
There are only 2 full manga canon episodes in this entire batch. But
okay,
this is them taking a little bit of canon and stretching it in as long as they can so that we're being drip fed, so that they can release as many episodes and not have to stop, because it was a weekly anime, and they were running out of content. And they weren't going to go in front of in front of the manga.
If it's Itachi, I'm kind of cool with it, but also couldn't it just be 3 episodes and then 10 episodes of the battle?
Yeah, it's tough because it's just, how about this to make you guys not dread it? Because I get it. We spent a lot of time with Itachi and his purpose and mission and the Uchiha's downfall, but each time we revisit it, from the very first time we're told it in OG, and each time we revisit it, we're revealed more information that we didn't know. So we now have learned a lot about the world, and we've learned a lot about Madara pulling strings. And so now it's one last look to get full, here's what happened while looking at every single point. Now that reminds me of a great movie from 2008, Vantage Point. Have either of you watched it?
What a good movie. So
you watch the same thing over and over again from different people's vantage points, and then you find out at the end what really happened. And that's kind of a little bit like this, I guess. But don't go into it dreading it. If nothing else, just it gives you one last look at a night and a mission that literally changed the course of the Shinobi world. So,
follow-up question: did you mean Phone Booth with Colin Farrell?
Never seen it, so no.
Is Vantage Point Forrest Whitaker? Am I thinking of the right one?
Let me look.
Man, I know I've seen that because I know.
I wonder if it actually is 2008. I just said that. It is 2008.
So funny. That's so funny.
And Forrest Whitaker?
Dennis Quaid, Forrest Whitaker. Yeah.
Wow.
Matthew Fox, the guy from Lost.
Dude,
cool.
What a good movie.
I guess.
It really is a good movie. See, dude, Trap should have been this way. It's a thought out, really cool idea. Don't come up with a cool idea and not think it out because the producers or whoever's not producers, but whoever's throwing the money at you is saying, get the movie out now. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like they were oh, you don't know how to end it? Do it anyways. End it.
That would also suck to get to shooting and editing and be like, I don't know how it ends. That seems like a Shyamalan problem.
Yeah. So, next batch 451 through 463, and we will end this arc at 463, and we will enter into.
Wait, what?
We will end this arc at 463, and then we will enter into whatever is next. And we are not at the epilogue. I'll tell you that.
Dude.
I remember being convinced that the anime was ending, the manga was ending a good year and a half before it ended.
Whoa.
Because Kishimoto only wants to release one chapter like a month, dude. And like, to put this in perspective, Ichiro Oda releases nearly weekly for One Piece. So one a month took forever to get through. Like, we were having to reread last month's to remember where we were at to read this month's. And I'm not saying it got dragged on too long at all. I'm just saying, like, it feels like we're at the end, and we basically are. Y'all know that 500 is coming pretty quickly, but there's still some story to be told. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it could be.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna find out here.
Like, I literally don't know. There's that one spoiler, which maybe that's the spoiler that I think it is, if it is actually true, would happen in the epilogue. So it's like, whatever. And it is not really consequential. Do you remember, Logan? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't. I wish I did.
When I was Googling bad stuff.
If you want to text me I would love to tell you. Huh?
No, don't confirm it. I just want to remind you of what it was, because this was literally.
Oh, you don't want me to tell you if it's consequential or not for you to know it?
Just don't tell me anything about it. I just want to remind you of what it was, because this wasn't even like as we were watching it. This was, I'm pretty sure, from like 2021 when I first tried to watch Naruto and didn't really. I got through maybe 30 episodes.
I forgot you had started it.
Yeah. I got like up to through the Forest of Death, and that was it.
Wow. If my count is correct, which I don't know how it wouldn't be because this sheet just auto-generates, but from start to finish, every single episode of Naruto, it will be 50 podcast episodes.
Wow.
Which felt fitting.
Sure.
It feels so clean for it to be 50. Like, how about this? If I knew that it was going to be 51, I would try to lump them together to make it 50. My OCD would have no other way about it. But yeah, is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about from this batch before we depart to learn what happens next?
No.
I don't think so.
Cool.
It's a good one.
Obito on the way out. Oh, he did die. Let me just put that out there. Obito equal dead.
I don't believe anything you say anymore.
Who knows anymore?
I'm ending it right now.
I'm just kidding. Or am I? But yeah, 451 through 463. We'll find out what happens, and we'll finish out the arc, which will be great because we've been in this arc for forever. Let me find out.
Can you look? I do want to know before we officially sign off.
Episode 37 was whenever we first started for Shinobi World War.
My gosh.
So that is
so many.
That is so many. So that is episode 215. Episode 215 of Shippuden is the very beginning of the Fourth Shinobi World War.
Bro.
Dude, that's crazy.
215. That's over half. If you count filler, that's over half of Shippuden is this one arc. Insane. Now it's broken up a bunch of times. Like, I've got it broken up in this list, like for countdown, counter, climax, and then
climax of our youth.
There were multiple climaxes episodes.
That's true. And then like I stopped naming them, like for Shinobi World War, and like went to Birth of Ten Tails Jinchuriki and whatnot. So
follow-up question: what about 10 Tails?
Could you imagine 10 being the 10 tails? 10 tails, 10 tails, 10 jails, 10 derby.
Are you doing?
Am I having a stroke?
Are you doing
10 tails, Jinchuriki?
Are you doing cards?
10 Cherokee.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. Let me get them real quick. We gotta get them. Just make sure you turn on the wide screen.
Of course. Changes nothing.
I knocked over Kakashi. I almost knocked over Itachi. Whenever this kunai gets in, I can't wait to show it. I hope it gets in before we finish the podcast.
Kakashi Tachi. Celebrity couple name.
Hatake. These are so tough to open. Good Lord.
Sometimes I forget what Sasuke's last name is. Such an idiot.
Dude, I thought it was cool. A cool note after he came back and the Uchiha crest on the back of his shirt is ripped, kind of like back in the day when the Konoha leaf ripped in half whenever he went away.
True.
This is gonna be confusing for you guys. All right, so Naruto.
Oh.
OG Sasuke, not a great pack so far. This is a Boruto character from filler or anime canon. This is no one to me.
Awesome.
Kiba on Akamaru, honestly, kind of cool card.
Yeah.
And then we get the same woman, but it's can y'all hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it. I remember those.
It's
I had pogs like that, bro.
Yeah, it's it's like a pog. That's a perfect. It's like a pog. So depending on how old our viewers are, they may not have any idea what a pog is.
Not PAWG. What's that stand for anyway?
All right, here's the next one. Oh my god.
Kakashi
I'm so happy. This is such a good pack. Right now. All right. So then we got Ino, old Ino. Cool. We got Yamato, our boy.
Nice.
We got young Naruto.
Okay.
There he is.
Believe it.
Old Shino.
Wow.
And then I can't wait to show you this next card. Take a guess of who it is.
Madara.
All right. There's your guess.
Jiraiya.
Wrong. Might guy, baby.
Yes.
And it's also like a
That's
pog.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's such a cool card. So listen, I won't be Asher. I won't see you next weekend. I'll be back in town though. But
oh yeah.
Do either of you want this card?
No, keep it, bro.
All right. I know Asher wants it.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. He could give it to me, and I can give it to you the next time I see you.
Ooh, wow.
The only one you can't have is the Orochimaru one. I sent that to Connor, by the way, and he was like, dude, no way. After so many cards, I didn't believe they made it.
They probably won't have Madara, would they?
This set would. It's got, maybe this doesn't have Boruto characters. That woman is confusing to me. I don't know who that is.
I feel like you do, and you're being cagey.
I swear I don't. And I don't think it's Boruto because she's Sound Ninja. But it's where are you from? We've never seen you before.
Where are you going? Okay.
But anyways, we got 2 cards next week, and we will.
What's he singing right now? What did he just slide across the stage to sing? I was crying when I met you. What do you all think it is?
Don't you want me, baby?
That's good. Logan?
Don't
try to be so right.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Wind. Wow.
Wind.
Wow.
Wind.
Good job, Kakashi.
451 through 463. We'll see you next time, losers.
All right, nerds.
I love that mine had nothing to do with Naruto. My song choice.
I wasn't going to pick a Naruto song just to make you feel better.
I don't want to close my eyes.
Yeah, let's do all Aerosmith.